Quest. What is it? Why do we do it? What's the point? What's the purpose? I'd like to start off with a metaphor that I think is relevant. Imagine a green field with two people on it. The person on the left has nothing in front of them, and the person on the right has a skeleton of a house in front of them. They are then told to, in 2 hours, build a house. At the end of 2 hours, who do you think is going to have the better house? The person on the left, or the person on the right? You can say what you think. Yeah. This is what Quest felt like to me. The teachers were giving us a base, a skeleton of a house, and I really didn't like that because it felt like they were pushing us to succeed, like there couldn't be failure. But now I see that everything Ibu Laura, Ibu Angie, Pak Dan, and Pak Lo gave me actually helped me a lot. But don't tell them that. I would never admit it. Let me ask you a question about being disconnected. What does that word mean to you? What does that word make you feel? If you searched it up right now, you'd probably get the following: being separate from someone or something and feeling alone, and that's the worst way to live. But if you asked a real person, it could be not having your phone or walking on the beach or maybe being alone. For me, it doesn't necessarily mean to be alone or not to have my computer. It means to go on my hoop because I'm away in my own world. And that brings us to what I really want to talk about today: circus. When you think about circus, you probably think about jesters, clowns, jokers, juggling, maybe even a tent or an animal like an elephant. But that's not what it's all about. It's also about hard work, dedication, and training. I love performing. Sure, before I'm on stage, I'm pretty freaked out, and I have no idea what I'm going to say or do, and I'm like, what if I mess up? But once you're on stage, that changes, because the feeling of everyone watching you and knowing they're going to see everything you do is really exciting. For Quest, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but all I knew from the beginning was that I wanted to do something about aerial hoop. For Quest, we had to focus on an SDG that we wanted to choose, but I didn't really know what I wanted to choose, so I figured, why not SDG 4, quality education? I mean, it's about learning, and aerial sport is learning, I guess. So I thought, why not this? As I was researching it, I saw that it talks about making sure everyone of all genders and identities knows literacy and math. It talks about having adults go to university, having kids go to school. But nowhere did it really mention anything about sport, physical education, movement. I think physical education is just as important as learning how to read because depending on what sport you do, you can learn how to work as a team, you can build up your confidence. And I think that is super important. For my quest, I wanted to advocate how important that is. Exercise. Why do we do it? To get fit, to stay fit, to get skinnier, to lose weight? I think that most people, on an educated guess, only exercise or do a sport because they want to change the way they look. And I think that's stupid. Do exercise, play a sport for you, not for others. For my quest, I decided that I wanted to do something with Bali street moms. Originally, I wanted to teach them aerial hoop. But in the end, this didn't work out. As a Green School student, we can all bend and shift like bamboo. So that's what I did. I shifted. I still wanted to help Bali street moms though. So I decided, why not teach Green School kids for a fund and then raise money for Bali street moms? So that's what I did. I put on an aerial hoop class. 7 kids ended signing up for my classes, so I set up a 1-hour weekly course. It was so much fun teaching them, and throughout this whole process, I learned a lot. Like, 8-year-olds are not that easy to teach, or even 11-year-olds. Once I taught them some of these moves, that's all they would do. Every single time they'd come back, and that is the only move they'd want to do, and I'd never get anywhere because I taught them that move. But it was still really fun. I had this whole speech worked out about what I was going to say, but I realized, why not show you? Here's a video of one of my students. You guys can admire it. This is Flynn. He worked really hard for this, and I'm really impressed. Okay. In addition to an aerial hoop show, aerial hoop class, I also decided I wanted to do a show, because why not? It was so much fun, and 30 people came, and I raised over $3.5 million for Bali Street Moms. I would like to say a big thank you to my mentor and friend, Julia, for being there for me, for everyone who came and participated in my show, and to my parents, even though I didn't really let them know anything about my quest. So, quest, what is it? Why do we do it? What's the purpose? I realize now that for me, it was to connect people to something I'm passionate about and to remind everyone that movement should be a core part of education. Thank you.